If you have respect for each other, I think people start to think of chemistry as these negative forces coming together and you have this explosion, but the best chemistry comes from respect.
I love a good rom-com. It just, makes my heart explode. Congrats, producer, star, so good in it. Also, about time that we see a movie that celebrates women of any vintage, not only finding love, but also finding success again.
I love that you said of any vintage.
Yes.
Like I'm a fine Cabernet.
Yes. And I love a good fine Cabernet. How do you hope this changes that? We don't see enough of these stories in Hollywood.
I think people think that women, when you hit 30, you just start to disappear. You lose all of your desires. You lose all the great things that make you amazing. They think it just fizzles out of your body. And so certainly by 40, they're like, you're still here? I thought we cast you off somewhere. But we're here, and we should have all the choices that are afforded to anyone. And we should feel no shame about that. We should live out loud. Now, perhaps don't date someone at work, because I think there's laws about that.
Yeah, maybe check with HR first if you're going to do that.
Talk to HR. Maybe not your boss. Don't mess up your vision or dental behind something. But the world is your oyster. Claim it.
I like that.
You can see women of a certain vintage.
That's right. I am a witness to the fact that it does get better. It gets better. It gets more interesting. You are more in your body. You know what you want. You're clear about the choices that you decide to make. And what's not sexy about that?
What's one takeaway from working alongside this incredible woman that you'll hold with you for the rest of your career?
One thing I do love about Gabby, us working together, is her desire to actually want to rehearse. You know, that's always scary. You know, you're a vet in the game, so it's like some vets are just like, when we shoot, we'll shoot, and then when we had our rehearsals earlier, let's just shoot now. But with you, it was just like, you always were down to like run lines and stuff, and I think that was really helpful. I think it's so underrated to be able to do that still, you know what I'm saying? And she was just always like, you want to run it? I'm like, yes.
You're cute.
Glad you asked, yes. I didn't want to, like, you know, so that was one of many things that really stood out.
Not when we went to the party in Brooklyn and we had to climb out through the window. Not that.
Oh, the speakeasy?
So she's also taught you to always have an escape plan.
Exactly.
Nothing like warm booze and fire escapes.
Yeah.
I was so grateful that it was Gab. I mean, she's a great tennis player, and we just had fun. We just had a really good time, and we trusted each other. It wasn't about competition. It wasn't competitive. It was like, let's just do the best work that we can and make this scene pop.
The scene where the two of you meet is hot. Like I told my fiance, I was like, we got to recreate this. This is officially a fantasy. Heavy, aggressive make out in a party and then awkwardly slip off of each other. It would be fantastic. Was the chemistry there from day one? I know you've shared in other interviews that the respect was always there, but was the chemistry?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it was there. Yeah,
he has starred in many of my group chats, and I was doing it for the group. I was doing it for the group chat. No,
Team player.
Yeah, listen, I'll take one for the team. It's so difficult. But it's like, I think if you have respect for each other, I think people start to think of chemistry as these negative forces coming together and you have this explosion, but the best chemistry comes from respect. And I think I am so enamored by how he loves his lady in real life. And I think when you have that kind of foundation, like he respects Dee, I respect Brian, like no funny business, but you can do your job and it be so beautiful and so passionate, but it has to start with respect.
Keith is great at this too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I asked him, like, what was it like to be surrounded by so many incredible women? And he was just like floored by the talent and the incredible graciousness everyone showed him. Yeah. But I also think he's pretty great too. Like he seems like an awesome talent as well. Like
he did a great job.
What was cool to see him step into Eric.
We didn't have that many scenes together, and the ones that we had were full on. I mean, they were actually really full on. I just remember there was a scene just before we started shooting it. I said, I'm just going to apologize for how I'm about to assault you with motherly love, and I hope you're okay.
I do believe it was the one where he was sitting in the couch, and he was just like, he was like this, and you were in full-blown mama bear mode. I was terrified watching. I was like, Darcy as a mother is terrifying.
Yes.
It is a lot, but she loves fiercely, so we like her.
Exactly. No, he did great. It was lovely. The whole cast is fantastic.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Eric's pickup line? You good, Sleeping Beauty?
Well,
yeah.
As an older lady who's nodded off in public places, I think that was kind.
I liked it.
Very kind.
It was like a 7-8.
Yeah. Coming from you, it worked. I don't think many people could pull it off, but good job.
I thought it was good.
It didn't give creep, which could get it could go creep, but no creep.
That's case by case. Yeah, it depends who's saying that one.
Mid-range.
Coming from Keith, it works.
Coming from Keith, but you got to be a Keith.
Can we talk about these necklaces? I'm like distracted by the matching accessories.
It wasn't even planned.
Yeah.
What?
We're just in sync.
Yeah. That's facts. Like, it was not.
Our stylists are very close.
I love them. Was any of the fashion too much for you, or was it just enough maximalism?
It's never enough. I loved my fittings. Our costume designer was so much fun to work with, and he'd pull something out and he'd say, "Is that too much?" I said, "Absolutely not." It's perfect. It's perfect. And so much of that informs, what you bring to the table when you show up on set. I mean, that whole little number with that red jumpsuit with the Grace Jones headdress, that was a special moment.
So I'm a big fan of Love Island, and I know you are too.
Yeah.
So if Eric and Jenna met at Love Island, do you think they would have paired up right away?
Oh, I think they actually would have. Depending on how the setup is, because,
Of course.
the women might walk out and the guys are sitting right there. I could definitely see Eric pairing up with Jenna, for sure.
Do I need to watch Love Island?
Love Island.
I know you're busy, but like it's really good. It's good trashy
It's not on
TV.
HGTV. I have not seen it. No lakefront bargain. No? Okay, yeah.
No, that's really good.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.